Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Mandy and we're going to do an 8x8 gallery wrapped canvas today. I want to do a blue violet opal type color that I did a long time ago and I really liked it, and I wanted to do it on something bigger, and I have some rounds that I would like to do it on, but I need to sand one of them down because when I prime them, sometimes the primer causes the wood grain to raise. So I need to prime it. I need to sand it. So I decided instead of waiting, I'll just use an 8x8 today. So here's our pillow paint. We're going to use the Bloom recipe, of course. So here's the pillow paint we've got on our canvas. And I'm going to go over the colors with you. I first made these a long time ago on some coasters, and they were really pretty. So I was trying to think of something I could do that would be very shimmery and kind of focus some of the light colors. And I was like, oh, I really liked that. Now these corners can be a real beast to cover, so I'm just putting a little paint on the corners. I hate having to like overly tilt a painting or spin a painting just to get the corners, so sometimes I like to cover them first. All right, and then we'll get started. So the only, made a couple minor changes. Instead of using Liquitex Light Blue Violet, I'm using Australian Sky Blue, which is a smidge lighter, not a lot, but just a little bit lighter. So that's going to be our first petal. So this is Australian Sky Blue. And this is an opaque color from Matisse. And I want to make sure I have enough of that on there because it's really our only opaque color. Not that you have to have an opaque color, but. All right. Then next I'm going to use Luv U Pink, which is a Primary Elements color from the Wildflower set. It's a beautiful color. I'm going to put a nice big puddle of that on there. I don't use light pink like a whole lot, so since I had this mixed up, I was tempted to use Parisian Lily, which is part of the Bling set, but I don't know how often I'm going to use a pale pink, and so since I had that one, it's been mixed up a little bit longer, I figured let's just use it. So this is what I used the first time. So I actually might put the rest of what's left in one of my other pinks and just, instead of keeping that tiny bit left in there. Next up is I'm going to do Interference Violet and Interference Red Sparkle. Before I did Interference Violet and Interference Violet Sparkle, but this time I'm going to do the opposite, or I'm going to do Interference Red and Interference Violet Sparkle. So the Interference Red is a fine particulate and the Violet Sparkle is a large one. So gives us a little extra interest. Next up is Freesia. Now this is from a Bling set a long time ago, and I think it was called Dragonfly, I think. So it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Nice big puddle of that deliciousness on here. I always use too much paint, but it's okay because I really like color richness. And I didn't even get my hair dryer in here. What a ding dong. And the next up is Tanzanite. This is a primary element. It's beautiful. I'm going to kind of swirl this one because it's going to give us a little contrast, but I also don't want it to completely take over and cover up the other colors, which it won't because it's semi-transparent. That's when using a semi-transparent paint is really handy, because you can have a glimpse of the color, but you can be confident that it's not going to completely take over. We're going to put a little Abalone shell in here. Abalone shell is from the Ancient Treasures set, so it's a Bling It color. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to kind of just drizzle it on. It's going to give us some added sparkle. And then right underneath our cell activator, I'm going to put a little bit more of the Australian Sky Blue, because it just gives your cell activator a little bit more stability if it goes right on top of an acrylic paint versus a pigment. You can break that rule, so it's not like you always have to do that, but it definitely makes a difference. And we're going to be using a permanent blue violet cell activator today, so that's Amsterdam. Better not use too much of that color. Let me get my hair dryer. Be right back. All right, and I do have a mixing tutorial about how I mix my ingredients for the bloom. I pretty much include it in every video. So I go over each layer of the bloom, like what I use. The only thing that's different is now I do incorporate Walmart Color Place as my pillow, not just Glidden. But it tells you what I use, the consistency, how I mix pigments, prism pour, various things. It's probably enough cell activator. Cell activator, all the things. So if that's helpful, please take advantage of it. Picking up some of this paint that's dripping off while I've been fooling around over here. We have plenty of paint, I'm pretty sure. So these deep edges are sometimes hard to cover though, so. All right, I'm gonna get in the way for just a second. I just like to blow out my cell activator just a little bit before I hit it with the hairdryer. I just feel like it gives me a better outcome. A couple places didn't blow out well, so I'm going to get those myself, but I'm going to let it gather a little bit. I find that this cell activator gives you more lacing than cells. So sorry about my head. And lacing is not a bad thing. I like the multiple dimensions of cells. Oops, I really messed that up right there. What I'm trying to do is catch where there's a little extra cell activator and get it to blow over and give us a little more lacing. Yikes, why is that sticking to this? Sorry guys. I was trying to pick it up so I could show you better, but evidently that's not going to work out. This is really not a great blowout for me. And a lot of it's because I haven't used the cell activator in a long time, and it's just not as reliable as the one I use. I like it, but it's a little thin for my taste. I just broke the surface tension in the middle. Feels like I have a lot of white in the middle. So since we don't have the greatest blowout, I'm not sure that I'm going to keep this. So I'm going to embellish it and try to get some interest in some other places. Because we may not keep it at all, so if we're not going to keep it, then there's no point in losing too much sleep about it. So we might as well spin it out and see what happens, right? A couple places where I corrected it, I did not do a good job correcting it. So I'm just trying to take the places that are not blown out very well. There's only part of it that's blown out pretty well. This may be a fail. I might should have just used my blue-black cell activator, because doing this type of a pour on a coaster is a very different thing than doing it on a bigger canvas, and it just may not be a success with that cell activator on its own. I could have also done a double cell activator, done this and white, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. This is what we have to work with, so we're gonna do our best to make it into something pretty. I gotta get off this stool though, because I don't have any control over my hands when I'm that far up. Beautiful lacing right here. So I'm going to see if I can't do something like this. And kind of, this is the part I really messed up. Sometimes you can pull it to the edge enough where, see, it's blown down too much in the center. That's what I was afraid of. And most of my blowing with the hairdryer, I blow down at first so that I can collect it and move it out. Because otherwise you can't really move it to the side very well. But what I noticed is, I'll move this over here. I noticed is one spot that I blew just wasn't blowing out very well. And so I was like, you know what, let me not push that, I'll come back to that. And I think that's probably when we got too far down in the center like that. Let's spin it a little bit and see what happens. I'm shielding the floor with my person here because I don't have my puppy pool out. I can live with some of this. It's not my best for sure. But the bad thing is I need to be able to tilt this spinner. And this paper is trying to come up with it. I really need to be able to tilt this to get some of this on this side. But the problem with that is it's going to make it wonky because the center is not moving. It's going to fold over on itself. So that helped a little bit, but if we had pushed it any further than that, it would have been bad news bears for sure. So I need to see if I can't do something about this. It's too swirly, but gotta do something. I don't know, this might be okay. Like I said, it's not my best work, but the colors and the shimmer are breathtaking. Let's see what happens if we keep spinning. Oh my gosh, I just realized I didn't even move the chairs out of the way. What a ding dong. Okay, I can get it off the floor. I don't know that I can get it off of the chair. Pardon the noise, guys. My hands are too covered in paint to mute the noise. Chloe, move. Chloe, move. Thank you. Having all kinds of technical difficulties right now, you guys. I unplugged my light by accident. Okay, I think I got the chair moved far enough away. Like in reality, my skill level was a lot different last time I made this, and it looks a lot like what I did before, but I wanted it to look like what my blooms kind of look like now. And I'm not sure that we're going to get that, but I think someone will really like this. It's pretty. I love the colors. I think the couple places where we embellished probably saved it. I think if I were to hang it up, I would hang it up either this way or this way. Did I just do the same thing twice? This way or this way? Because this one corner just doesn't have a lot of lacing, but it does have some cool color blocking and swirls. So I'm just going to keep gently spinning it. I don't want to spin it too harshly because, again, the center is not moving very well. But if I can open up some of that lacing and get some of this lacing to this corner, I think I'm going to call it a semi-win. It's not what I wanted it to be. And considering I mixed up paint to make it happen and a new cell activator, kind of bummed out. But you gotta try new things, right? You can't only paint if you get wins every time. I over swirled right here and swirled in some of the cell activator, but I was trying to get it to blend into the color. But I think it works. So I'm gonna bring you down for a close-up. I gotta clean my hands because they're atrocious right now. The colors are phenomenal. The lacing is okay. We don't really have cells. We don't have color within color and that kind of thing, which is what I really like and I really love seeing. And I've gotten to the point where I see it more often than I don't. But lacing is also beautiful. So I'm gonna clean my hands, come down for a close-up with you guys, show you the beautiful colors together. I'm not gonna scrape it. I think it'll be beautiful resined. And someone will enjoy that because it is a beautiful opal-y looking bloom, which is what I wanted. I just wanted it to be a little bit different. Oops, sorry, I'm getting my stool so I can turn you guys off and then bring you down for a close-up. So let me know what you think. I'm curious. Be right back. All right, everybody, so here's our close-up. You can tell the colors and the shimmer are unreal. I still like it. It's not, doesn't exceed my expectations, but I do like it. I mean, look at that shimmer. This is the corner that got somehow kind of neglected and then we had to give it too much attention. But I really like this part. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. This may not be your favorite, but you probably wouldn't kick it to the curb, right? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget about the discount codes in the description box. There's 20% off of anything at the Colourarte website using Mandy1120, and also Pixel Paint Designs using Mandy15, or you can get Boom Gels and Aussie Floetrol. All of the colors we used today, except for the Cell Activator and the one paint color, came from Colourarte. And you can tell how delicious they are. Look at the Abalone shell. It's that whitish looking color. It added so much swirl. I love it. Okay, well, let me know what you think, everyone. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.